Well, since in the first case, I think everybody will be hesitant. My assumption. Let me start. But let me caution you also. Think again I am going back to medical terms. This is similar to a case wherein medical students should be learning, a teacher will be examining a patient and trying to analysis. At best, my diagnosis comes from my experience and it's very individualistic to me. You may hear and appreciate and you may also think that you will repeat the same thing tomorrow. That will not work for a long time. Unless and until you don't develop that ability to diagnose yourself, you cannot survive for long. So my caution is that don't use my template as a de facto template and start using it for everything. Every case should be approached in a slightly different manner, depending on the merits of the case and your expertise on it, how much you know. Now the case 1.1 in the textbook of Raymond Potter is about Queen Mary 2. Queen Mary 2 is the ocean liner, a big one, majestic one. You may have seen photos on it. Biggest one it is claimed, up to a certain point of time. The explanation is given, I hope all of you have read the case, that's why I am not going into the merits of the case. The business question is very clear. One, the author wants us to analyze the IT infrastructure in the ship. And second, he wants us to meditate on the kinds of issues which we may encounter while deploying the solution in a ship rather than on an organizations on board. These two issues he wants us to discuss. The first question is very simple. Since the entire explanation of the problem is given, I hope it will not be very difficult for us to identify the IT infrastructure. Because the explanation is very clear there on what is the IT devices and services provided. They say that every room has a personal computer. Every room has a personal computer. Queen Mary 2, we understand, had hundreds of rooms split across 3 or 4 levels. Hundreds of rooms at different levels, all should be networked. What kind of networking do we prefer? Normal networking, LAN networking. We'll keep it there. Kind of a LAN network is there. The communication center, they said, in the case, is situated at 3 locations. If I recall it correctly, the 3 locations. The fantastic part about that is, the 3 centers are not independent centers. If you look at the case closely, they said that each center duplicates each other. In case of one center fails, the other center takes over, kind of an idea. Correct, it's true. Now can you simply try to guess? If there are, like for example, this is ship. Every room is connected, LAN network. There are 3 centers which should replicate each other. What is the solution we have? I will tell you the possible solution. One is, all the systems are connected to each other and they are in turn connected to 3 communication networks. Or, all rooms are connected, they are connected to one server. At a scheduled time, this server will replicate itself in server 2 and server 3. Are you getting my point? Which is the possible solution which you can prescribe? No, not so simple. It's not tossing a coin and saying yes or no. But I want you to go deep into this and think on the merits of each case. This is a classic example. This is not a unique problem that I am posing. Please understand, when you are doing a transaction in the bank or when you are calling your mobile, the data is replicated in many places. Data replication adds to redundancy of data. One, you make one call. The data is stored in your local, whatever tower goes to the local data center, through the central data center because they have to generate the bills, to a different data center if you are roaming. See, this issue is a very complex issue and it requires much thinking. This class poses questions. It leaves you to explore the answers. This is one issue, starting issue. How should be the control this? What is the service provided in that shift? They say that all systems are connected, services are connected. That is, you can be in your room and order something. That means you are not only connecting the rooms, but all the services. Plus one more additional point, I don't know whether it's given in the case or I read it on net, that when you enter the ship, they will give you an ID card, a smart card, which will enable you to do any kind of operations inside the ship, buy something, take a coffee or use the swimming pool or anything. You will be charged to that card and finally you make the payment. That means that card is your identity. The problem identified with that card is given in that textbook. There is one problem with the door locking in. Because the door is automatically open to that card, they have asked what happens if two people come in and then one opens and closes, another party does not have a card, what to do and things like that. You could think about a solution for it. Right? So what you can use is this infrastructure, architecture. See how they can be connected, how the application can be distributed, and what are the best ways to manage integrated services. For example, can we deploy Wi-Fi somewhere? Because ship, I understand, though I have never been on a ship, I understand through the photograph that's really huge. If you want to give your customers the right word, what is the business problem here? The business problem is customers should get maximum comfort. Or in other words, how do you give best of the comfort to your passengers using IT? So I will say, I will give secure Wi-Fi connection to my travelers. I should deploy Wi-Fi spots. That is connected to my second question. Are there any issues which I should think while designing a solution for a ship? Yes. One, because while designing an information system for land, we never think about the, what should I say, that kind of movements of my equipment, shocks which my equipment should withstand. I remember from one incident which I had encountered here in the near BL circle, there is a testing laboratory. Any equipment going into Indian Navy are tested there. I had been to that lab. They do some rigorous testing. They put the machine into some kind, they put the equipment, for example a motor, if that has to be deployed in a ship, they put that motor into that machine and that machine will run in very high speed with all kinds of movement. And finally after half an hour they will open. If all the parts are intact, then they will employ it, otherwise they will not. Such kind of testing happens on every equipment. And I understand there will be standards on the kind of computers you may use inside a ship. The normal computers which you use here may not be suitable, or they may require a different casing to put it inside the ship because of the regular movements which it should withstand. Second issue which I was thinking is there a special casing required for wiring? And if I deploy Wi-Fi spots, satellite air will be coming in, may corrode my equipment. Those kind of issues may also be taken care of. See, the one thing is, as an IT engineer, you may think I am bothered only about computers and software, I am not thinking about that, but believe me, if the computer is not working, the person who designed it will be blamed, whatever may be the reason. So it is our responsibility to take as holistic view as possible. So I think from this perspective you can start thinking and building a solution. If anybody has a solution, we'll discuss it in the next class. Thank you.